For the boys, Enzo, Darwin, Philip, and Heaven, if you guys were given a chance to work in another BL that's completely different. Okay, let's say that you had your own like show that's different from this one, regardless of management, regardless of whoever. Who would you like to pair up with as a BL actor, and what kind of story would it be, and what kind of a character would you be?
Actually, my favorite BL actor in the Philippines is Kokoy, because
Mhm.
aside him from being my friend, Kokoy is a very versatile actor, and he's really good. I had the chance to work with him in another project, and I do hope to work with him again. And of course, if I'm going to work with him in another BL, I would like a very different BL, like maybe a BL that is more inclined to into the action genre, or
Oh,
maybe, yeah, that's a very good story, because I haven't seen a BL that is in the action genre, or maybe a thriller. Yeah, I would love that, because those roles would be very hard, and I think that challenge is a way for me to grow even more as an actor.
what about you, Darwin?
Yes, for me, like what I've always said, I want to work with Alex Diaz. I also, I'm very hooked now at the BL series of Jerome Ponce and TJ, Ben X
Ben?
Dreams. I really want to work with them also soon. And yes, hopefully. And then for the BL series, the story, I want to advocate mental health issues in life, of course. I want to have a BL series with facing some mental health issues in life, of course, because in our life also, right, we experience those things. Also, if you're part of the LGBTQIA+, you can experience depression, anxiety. It's really hard showing those pain. It's like a double whammy.
Yeah, I get that. Okay, what about KG?
There's a lot of BL actors I really want to work with, because I'm a fan of Gaya sa pelikula. So I want to work with both of the lead actors, and I also wanted to work kay Royce, Kokoy, Eliza, because all of the BL actors has strength and weaknesses. But these people that I've mentioned, yes, kumbaga
It's like they're
matututo ko.
passionate of their work.
Yes, they're very passionate of their work, and I want to learn something new. I always want to learn something to the person that I've worked with. And regarding on the story, I want the story that really happened to me during the times that I'm, because I grew up to a very conservative family on my mom's side, because my lola is a pastor, and she's a founder of the church, and it's really hard for me how to express myself, because in our family they don't allow gays or lesbians, because I'm a God-fearing person, pero I feel like it's different. I feel like there's a lot of people that can relate to my story.
I did clarify this with you. You did say that Heaven himself is a member of the Bakla community, the Baklas section of the LGBT community. I think you were to play a character of the Bakla community that is not a caricature, because one thing, that one good thing about My Extraordinary is your portrayal of the Bakla community, not a caricature, right? But a real person with real motivations, not someone who's just there for comedic effect, right?
Yeah.
You have
Yes.
you have your own wants and needs, and you know what I would love, honestly? I would love a BL with an actual bakla character. I think
Yes.
that would be something that in the Philippines, a lot of people, great, we have BLs. I can relate to that. I'm a boy. I have boys love. But what about bakla? Actual bakla people. They don't have that. What they end up with is, and you are taking a good step. The way your character was written, you are a good support system for the characters. But also, I would love to see a lead like that. And I'm sure there has been one. Maybe I haven't been looking hard enough, but there hasn't been an actual BL where the lead himself is a legit, like, you know, feminine, and will, like you said, has those traits that can be seen by religious people or conservative people as abrasive to them, even if they're not really doing anything wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I totally get that. But I could totally see that for you. I would love to see that for you. If one day you get announced that you're doing a show like that, I would 100% watch. Just saying.
Thank
Okay.
you.
All right. Karissa, now that and I'm gonna have to give credit where it's due. Game Boys set the precedent for BLs. Great, awesome, and they use that to have GLs as well, right? So now
Yeah.
they have store. So that's awesome. Is that something that you think you would be able to do as well in the future?
Well, hopefully, if there's a project given to me, I'd gladly accept it. But I'm not sure if meron, if Sir Christian has something for me. But if there is, I would gladly accept it.
Right? Because I feel like BL is mainstream. It's everywhere now. It would be nice if GL got the same love, right? Because GL,
Yeah.
we're using BL as a vehicle for GLs to also kind of, ride with the flow.
Yes.
I'd appreciate seeing in the future. Okay, Vincent. So tabula rasa time. Let's say that just you, no one else was involved, but you were able to make your own, like somebody gave you money to produce your own. Yeah, maybe you can get people from Asterisk to help you out, but let's say you were given the chance to do your own take on a BL. What would it look like?
I already have a couple even before the BL craze
Mhm.
happened.
So
I've
before it got called the BL craze, you already
yeah,
had.
I've written most of my work are queer content, from the musical Jaja Saturna to Care Divas, and then changing partners. The ones recent from a play, it became a movie musical.
Nice.
And I have several one act plays, a thing which won several Palanca Awards. And
Mhm.
I have three more queer content musicals that haven't been produced yet. So that would be one is a musical. So it would be nice to do a musical BL because it's hard. I know. I mean, it'll cost a lot, and then it's from the. I mean, it's a different animal. A musical is a very difficult genre to produce and expensive. But that would be nice to produce a musical BL
Mm.
or queer content. Not so much BL, but it is still BL, but more LGBTQIA content.
So like an ensemble type thing.
Yes, or still BL, but it's not. It's a good thing about time is it allows you change. So it's good that the BL genre form is also evolving from yaoi to from its original
Mhm.
form, and now because of the global community, global reactors, and from Thailand to Japan to Taiwan to Philippines, I mean, it's evolving. So it's more and it reaches more audience, and it has a very solid fan base. So the evolution of the BL is also a good sign that we are not limiting the genre to a specific formula or a specific pairing, or why are you putting why do you have a girl character, why do you have Sandy, this is a BL, why are you giving Sandy so much time? I just
I
said
remember having that reaction in episode 3, was it? I was like, wow, this is the Sandy show all of a sudden. But I appreciated it. I appreciated it. No, but you know what's funny? You mentioned doing a musical, a BL. We have High School Musical, the series, which is
Mhm.
essentially, it has some original songs in there, but it's still kind of a jukebox musical where it picks up from other material. But I think one of the biggest musical series we've ever had is Smash. But you've seen Smash? But
Yeah,
I feel like it's so unrealistic and how underrepresented the LGBTQ are there.
yeah,
Because
they're not
it's
a
theater.
character, yeah,
It's theater, guys. How are
yeah.
there only like one or two or three or four people there that are gay? How are they all straight and white? That is impossible. That is the most
Yeah.
unrealistic thing on TV ever.
Yeah, and it's short lived. It had it was very promising, and it's disappointing at the same time because it was short lived. After
Mm-hmm.
Did it have a second season? I don't think so.
I think only 2 seasons, if
Yeah,
I'm not mistaken.
yeah, that could have
Yeah.
been a wonderful opportunity to, for representation.
Right. I do love the thing that you said though about the BL evolving, because I was having this discussion on Facebook and someone said, because we have a BL movie upcoming, The Boy Foretold by the Stars, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Someone said, no, it's not a BL, because if for it to be a BL, it should have been marketed to a female audience. And I was like, no, that can't be right, because that would, okay, so let's say that were true for even for Thailand, because in Thailand is where the BL boom really started, right? Still, some shows would be taken out. Like in my case, thinking as the admin of the BL wiki, I would have to literally remove shows from the BL wiki simply because you don't consider them for the female market. But we have to look at BL simply as simply as, just take it, boy, love. Not because it's marketed to a certain
Yeah. Yeah.
genre. And then allow it to expand. Like in your case, we have Sandy over here. We have some straight characters as well, and give them room to grow. It won't also be a realistic genre if it's just going to cater to
Yeah.
females as an audience, or is made by a female audience. That's the biggest difference, I think, between Thai and Filipino BL. Thai BL is made by females generally for a female audience, sure, but not all of them. I am generalizing. But in the Philippines, we have a better experience for BL because we have 100% LGBT lifeblood ingrained into every fiber, every vein of our BL work, and it's intended for the LGBTQ audience
Yeah.
to appreciate and use as a mirror as well. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
look at me. I'm watching my story unfold every week in my
Yes.
extraordinary, right? Okay, for Darwin and Enzo. So again, you dead. You guys are technically off the table. I mean, sure, I don't know if you guys are going to be brought back as flashbacks. I don't know if you're going to be brought back as ghosts, but you sure as heck won't be resuscitated, because I don't think My Extraordinary or A Kiss to Remember is not a sci-fi show. But let's say you guys had another role. Would you guys, because your characters didn't even grow up, right? Like,
Mhm.
you guys were gone too soon.
Yeah.
So we didn't, like, remember we were talking about, oh, are they gonna have sex? Is that gonna happen? Do you guys see yourself in BL roles in the future that are more adult, that are more, because I'm gonna say this right now. There's a lot of objectification. There's a lot of sexualization in BL, but at the same time, rightfully so, depending on what school of thought you're in the sense that that's how the male sexual experience is for the LGBTQ community. There is going to be romance. There is going to be adult stuff. Let's just put it that way. Do you see yourself doing roles like that in the future, and perhaps with each other?
It depends on the story. Like what Sir Vincent always told us, he always says that if you're going to do a project or do a role, check it first and study it first, review it, and make sure that the story is good as well. Of course, I'm very thankful to Sir Vincent because he always teaching us how to be a good actor. I mean, a good actor and a good person as well. Same with Sir Christian Kabigting. That's why, of course, he's our manager, and he love us. He don't want us to put ourselves into trouble or something. And
Right.
yes, if it depends on the story. Being an actor, you need to be mature. You need to do a lot of challenging role, but it takes time to do that, of course.
So let's say it's a good story. Let's say 100%. So, okay, I don't know if you'll agree with me, but I feel like objectively, you guys have heard of Fuckboys with Cocoy de
Hmm.
Santos and Vice Cabrera.
With
Yes.
That
Yayo.
has,
With
right?
Yayo.
Ayo, right there. Its premise, its draw is it's a sex movie, right? That's what draws you in. But that's not what keeps you in the movie. It's an objectively good movie. It has a great
Yes.
script, even if there's a lot of sex in it, a lot of nudity in it. but it's a really good story. So definitely, like, it did not hurt Kokoy and Royce's careers. In fact, I believe it spiced their careers up. And Yayo, definitely best kiss of the year, I would say.
No, somebody said it's not a kiss, it's a mukbang.
Oh my god! But yeah, so supposing it's a good script, Darwin, would you be up for it?
For me, if it is a good script and I need to do some to show a body or what, it depends. It still depends. Why do I need to do that? What's my motivation? Why do I need to show that? What's my objective as an actor? So yes, if it needed, if the story will tell why did I do this? Why did the character did that? Of course, I will do that in a proper and I don't know if I can do it a wholesome way or what, but yes, you know, being an actor, you need to be creative. It depends on it. It still depends.
All right, that question is very good actually because that's a question that I keep on asking myself because, well, actually, my mom is very open on me on acting, and she's very understanding on my actions. But of course, actually, my mom said that I'm fine with you to do these kinds of roles as long as you don't do something that is very daring or it's like you're showing nudity. So yeah,
Okay.
now I'm having that problem for me as an actor because as actors we have to break our our boundaries, our comfort zones. You have to step out of our comfort zones, right? So yeah, as of now, I'm actually not yet that ready for those kinds of roles because I myself is also having some confidence issues about my body. And yeah, I do not see myself in those kinds of pictures now, right now. And maybe in the future, I don't know. Maybe I could accept it. Like as Darwin said, if the script is good, if the material is good, and if it is something that could change our perspective on that very specific project. And even though that my mom said that she doesn't want me to do that, she wants me to do this, the final decision always stays on me because this is my life, this is my own story. And yeah, but I do try my best to still, follow my mom's decisions because I do
Of
love
course.
her and I give her all the respect and love. And yeah, in doing those kinds of pictures like Unity, I really don't know. I really don't know what to answer. Maybe we'll see in the future. And I think maybe if I'm really willing to show my ass on the pictures, I would might as well make an OnlyFans page.
Good answer. But so let's not go with with necessarily adult in the sense of nudity or whatever. But because like we have else like Together with Me, or I'm trying to think of a local equivalent, but it's not necessarily nudity, but it's still made for television. Do you think that's something that you could do with Enzo and Darwin together? Do you think that's something that you could do? My Day is a good example. They used sex as a natural progression for their romance. It did not feel tacked on. It didn't just happen because they wanted to have sex. But it was still YouTube content. Like, is that something that you think you guys could do? Let's like together. Is that something that you could do together?
Well,
Uh,
for me, Darwin and I are actually is like good. I mean, not good. Okay with these kinds of with these kinds of themes. Like if it is for the television shows, if it can go on air with us showing our bodies on a PG rating. I think Pops. Go.
yes, I think doing that, we're comfortable.
Yeah.
Physically, emotionally. Of course, we gained some knowledge and to each other, and of course, yes, we're very comfortable. But it still depends on what's going on, and we're not joining the trends. That's what
Right.
Sir Vincent taught us. We're not going to join the trends. We're going to show our story.
Right.
Yeah, so it still depends on what's coming from us, and
I know sex is just one part of it, but more than that, I think the audience would love to see you guys grow up in the sense of the
yeah,
story, type of stories that would progress
develop.
in
Yes.
that are not like school level romance.
Mm,
The interesting thing is we don't have school BLs in the Philippines. You guys are
yeah.
probably the first one. In Thailand, that's kind of such a common thing. So here
Mm-hmm.
it's you guys are still unique and you're doing excellently at it. But once you move away from that, obviously it's gonna be more heavier themes,
Mm-hmm.
more difficult problems, and people I think would appreciate seeing you guys more mature roles. Not necessarily because
Yes.
of the sex
Yes. Mm-hmm.
talked about that, but more on to show your range as actors as well,
Yes.
um,
Noted.
the kind of difficulties that your characters can encounter. I had so much fun talking with these guys. It's just an intense amount of information. So much. I truly enjoyed it. Yeah, so let's have some final words. Let's start with KG.
I would like to thank everyone for supporting my extraordinary, and thank you so much for having us here. We really appreciate your reactions, your videos, and we love you, and thank you for the love that you're giving us. And also to all the viewers, thank you so much. For those who
Second
haven't
one.
watched it yet, please, yes, watch it on YouTube. It's My Extraordinary. It's our first baby, Sir Christian and Sir Vincent's baby. So please, guys, do check it out. We put a lot of passion, heart in this series, and hope you guys can relate to that and give us your thought. We are still here to hear your voice. And thank you so much, and hope you guys are doing well, and God bless you all. We love you so much.
Carissa.
First of all, thank you for inviting us here. And we're really sad and happy at the same time that my extraordinary ended. But we're really thankful for everyone who supported it. And hopefully, after after the episodes are shown, I hope more and more people get interested in watching it. And yeah, enjoy.
Philip.
Okay, so thank you so much, guys, for being with us, and thank you so much for supporting my extraordinary since episode one. It really means a lot, not only to me but to also the whole cast, the whole crew of my extraordinary. I hope you support us on the next season, which will come out soon, and I think that's it. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate everything you did for my extraordinary.
All right, awesome. Thank you, Philip. What about Vincent?
Of course, thank you for our viewers for staying with us since episode 1 up to episode 8. I know it's not the easiest story to follow. We felt that we had to tell this story. And from this tragic story, we hope to rise from the from the ashes of MEO and make a kiss to remember something. Everyone in a kiss to remember learned something from my extraordinary. So we will follow how they evolve because pain teaches us a lot
Mhm.
more than happiness. Pain is the best
Mm-hmm.
teacher. So hopefully everyone grew from their experiences in season 1, and I'm happy to be able to write again for these talented young actors and see them because I've seen what they can do in MEO, and I want to see what they can do in a kiss to or a kiss to ordinary, a kiss to remember, a kiss to remember, and I really want to push them because so I checked, okay, Karissa can do this, Darwin can do this, but can they do this? So I want to push them
Mm-hmm.
further as an actor because they're not just for me, they're not just actors, they're like my children because you have to take care of them because they're talented and you want them to actualize their potential. And I want to be there every step of the way as much as I can. And I'm happy that at least I get the second season and I get another chance to write a story for them.
Right.
Karissa.
Hopefully with less tears from me. Because I'm so over crying every week. Or Vincent is gonna say he can't guarantee that.
No more deaths, no more deaths, no more deaths.
Darwin.
Yes. Yes. First of all, I just want to thank you for inviting us here, and thank you for all the reactions that you did to us. We're very happy and sad because of your reactions. We saw how emotional you are, and yeah, we're here for you, of course. We're your family. We're in BL industry. Yeah. So, and to all the viewers, thank you so much to all the BL fans, BL reactors who stayed with us since episode 1. So thank you so much, and I hope you've learned a lot of lesson to the homophobic. I just want to say that there's a story behind all those pain, and to the LGBTQIA plus. So if you don't want to hear it, I think it's okay to be nice to them. Of course, we're all human, and we need to show love. And yes, thank you so much to everyone.
What about you, Enzo?
All right. I would want to thank you po, X, for inviting us over here, and we really had fun because we had the chance to get to know you while you are getting to know us, and it was a very
Yeah.
pleasant experience. And yeah, I would also like to thank the viewers that are here right now and are watching us. Thank you so much for your support and love for My Extraordinary. You guys are the reason why we are fighting every day to make My Extraordinary and A Kiss to Remember a better and a more meaningful show for you guys to see. And yeah, thank you guys. I would hope to see you all soon.
All right. Okay. So thank you everybody for joining this wonderful interview with the cast of My Extraordinary and this uh, songwriter and scriptwriter of My Extraordinary. Very extraordinary scriptwriter and songwriter.
Yes.
Honestly, I am a new fan. I'm not gonna lie about the new part, but I am definitely a fan, and you know that.
Thank
Uh,
you.
and
Thank you.
yeah, you guys have drawn me in so hard. And thank you so much. I really appreciate the time that you took today out of your busy schedule to say hello to myself and the fans. Like I said, I look calm and collected, but inside I am fanboying so very hard right now. And yeah, so yeah, for more information on My Extraordinary and A Kiss to Remember, or to participate in the editing of the wiki, visit boyslove.fandom.com. And there's a My Extraordinary page already there, and we're creating the character pages very soon. And A Kiss to Remember is also going to be joining, of course. And if you have any tidbits to add, that's open for any fan or any member in the production staff to edit. If they feel like it, go for it. And yeah, also follow me on Twitter at x_Paco. And I will also be, this is everybody's social media accounts as well. So go ahead and follow them. Till next time, peace out.
Yeah.
Thank you, X.
Thank you
Thank
so
Thank
you
you,
much.
so
X.
much.
So
Thank you
much.
so
Guys,
much.
follow us
Okay.
also on
Bye.
Kumu.